everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to do an inexpensive trigger job on your Diamondback FS9. If your FS9 is anything like mine, the trigger pull is horrendous. Now the method I'm going to show you is inexpensive and it's simple to do, but it's not going to be the end all trigger jobs. It's just going to reduce it by a few pounds to make it a little bit more manageable, but it's not the perfect job, but it's inexpensive, and for the cost it's worth trying. If you haven't seen my review video on the FS9, I'll put a link to that in the video description below. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble the gun and we're going to change out one of the springs. So first of all, make sure it's empty. We'll take the slide off the gun. We don't need the frame, we're just going to need this section right here. Now the FS9 comes apart just like a Glock. Take out our captured guide rod and take out our barrel. And so this is what we want to strip it down to, just the slide. And we're going to remove this plate on the back. It works just like a Glock. So, and I actually have a Glock Armor's tool here. They're looking on the base here of the slide. There's a little bitty plastic thing right here. I'm going to push on it. So we're going to depress that, and then we're going to slide this that way. So I'm going to depress and then slide. And you notice how that just kind of comes right out. So that we'll take our little back plate off right here, set that aside, and then our firing pin, striker, and everything comes out. Now this is the spring we're going to replace. These little cups here that are holding the end of the spring are interchangeable with the Glock from what I can see. So when you're getting your spring, go ahead and buy a couple of these extra cups just in case you lose one, because it's very likely you will. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to depress this spring like so. Take the cups off the end of the spring like so. I'm gonna hold this against my finger and pull that spring down. This is very, very tight. Like I said, this is the spring we're going to remove. Let me see if I can do this so you can see. So let me zoom in. Maybe not that much. So depress this and the cups will come out of the spring, or fall out in this case. So there we go. So these are the little cups I was mentioning. So when you're buying your spring to replace this one with, go ahead and get you some cups just in case they fly across the room. So this spring here is the striker spring. This is the stock one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a factory Glock striker spring, which you can see is considerably longer. And so what we're going to do is we're going to measure that to the length of the Diamondback striker spring, and we're going to cut it. We're going to cut the coil, and when you're done, when you cut that, you're going to get something that looks like this. So you can get rid of the remnants of the rest of the Glock striker spring, and then we're going to use our new cut spring here. And like I said, this is a stock Glock striker spring, so you can probably play around and buy multiple striker springs, maybe different weights and whatnot, and play with the trigger, and maybe you can tune it even better than by just doing this one stock spring. So we're going to put this thing back together. The open end where we cut it is going to go in first, and then we're going to depress the spring like so, and we're going to take our cups. Spring is so much easier to move, and we're going to put it on like so. Try and get both those cups on there, and there they go. So now they're locked into place, holding the spring in place. So now we're just going to put the gun back together, just reverse order of what we did earlier. Zoom out a bit, and then we'll depress this right here, and then slide on our little black back plate. It snaps into place. Barrel, recoil guide rod, and make sure we get that in. Yep. And there we go. So by just replacing that striker spring, the trigger has lightened up considerably. Now I have, if you saw my review video, my gauge here, it's still off the chart for me, but physically I can tell a big difference by just doing what we did. And like I said, that's only a stock spring, so if you can buy lesser power striker springs maybe cut a few more coils off. You can play with it and get it even better results than what I've got here. Well, as always, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video.